This is Todd.
Hi.
This is Todd's mom.
Hi.
In a moment, Todd's mom will read her son's internet browsing history.
What?
Aloud, please.
No.
Supermodels on trampolines.com. Why don't girls like me? How to overcome an overbearing mother.
Okay, cut.
If you wouldn't want
Stop.
mom looking through your web history, why would you let hackers, ad companies, or your internet and cellular provider do the same thing?
Why does my junk burn?
They can track and record everything you do online, but not if you have ExpressVPN.
Why did you buy a $200 ninja outfit?
For fighting.
ExpressVPN apps keep your activity and identity private while you browse, stream, email, or download. Protect all of your devices with just one click.
Are my hands small?
Okay, I'm done. You guys are all terrible people.
ExpressVPN. Take back your privacy today.
Ooh.
Hi, I'm Charles Jackson with Charles Jackson Media, a consultancy connecting people, passion, and purpose. And we are proud sponsors of Content Creators University, brought to you by JP Hightek. You know how people struggle to connect in their personal relationships? Well, I help them break through those barriers so that they can have happy and healthy relationships with themselves, with family members, colleagues, and people from diverse backgrounds. I serve individuals, brands, and organizations looking for better ways to connect. My approach keeps the whole person in mind. That is why we have several points of entry. I connect via social media outlets, in person and virtual workshops, speaking engagements, video and traditional podcasts, and coaching, all centered around our 3-step relational leadership model for connecting with people across differences. So I invite you to connect with me on any of your favorite social media platforms. I'm at Charles Jackson Media, or on the web at charlesjackson.media. You should also subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can stay up to date with all of our video chat series. Thanks for connecting, and enjoy the rest of Content Creators University.
You guys know I'm always jamming behind the scenes, folks. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. This is your boy, JP Hightek. If you're new to my channel, well, allow me to introduce myself to you. I am a branding expert, software developer, and graphic designer. What I do is help companies, entities, individuals make a better impact, right? With high quality visuals. I'm talking graphic design, web design, video editing, live streaming the right way, and more. So that's what we do, and this is Content Creators University. If you don't know what this is all about, our motto here is create, impact, and innovate. What we do is every single week we connect with one of the best minds and professionals in the media IT industry. What they do is come here, right, to come and teach us things that you and I would need to know in order to up our game, right? Offer a better value proposition when it's come down to content creation and monetization. And today we're talking about something that's dear to heart to a lot of creators, is YouTube, and especially how to avoid burnout. I'm not going to talk about that right now because some amazing things are coming in this show. So if you're new, folks, I want to go ahead and ask you, make sure you subscribe to this channel. We have this show every week, and the podcast is coming. So get ready for that. Without further ado, now I have another ad to bring on, and then we'll be talking about who are the next guests that will be lined up. We have an amazing lineup for the new month coming, right? And for the rest of the month tomorrow as well. So stay tuned, and I'll be right back right after this. Nice, nice, nice. Now we're about to talk about the upcoming guests. But before I say that, you see all the ads that we have going on. We started with ExpressVPN, one of our sponsors, which is very important, right? You want to go to expressvpn.com/JP Hightek for the folks that are, following JP Hightek, and you will get free 3 month. Go ahead and get yourself free 3 month. What is a VPN? Well, a VPN is called Virtual Private Network. Literally gives you the encryption you need to be safe whenever you're doing your online activities. Today, more than ever, we want to keep our activities safe and be protected, right? Cybersecurity is a big deal. So go ahead and protect yourself and everything you're doing. And also Charles Jackson Media, phenomenal company that, is a sponsor here. And you want to go ahead and check him out on Charles Jackson Media YouTube channel. And he's amazing. Also on his website, Charles Jackson the Media, providing professional services, building studios, connecting with people for relations, and opening amazing conversations. And finally, you saw RTN Streams. So RTN Streams is your best companion for your eCam. I'm broadcasting this live stream with eCam right now, but also I'm live on my Roku TV application, my Fire TV application, my website, and you name it. I'm using RTN Streams to do that, right? So if you're looking for a solution that's going to take your live stream experience to a higher level, go ahead and visit rtnstreams.com. You will not regret it. And of course, you saw that they're offering some free overlays as well. So if you want some free overlays just to upgrade the style and the look of your, visuals on your live stream, go ahead and get yourself some free overlays on rtnstreams.com as well. So now, who else is going to be here on the show? As you saw on the screen right there, that is Jermaine Freeman. So Jermaine will be here with us tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, June 30th. And we'll be talking about the best way to market yourself as a content creator. You got to market yourself the right way so you can attract the correct and right crowd, and also you can monetize properly, right? So it is important. Jermaine is a marketing expert, and I'm looking forward to that conversation. Make sure you subscribe, activate the bell icon so you don't miss out whenever we go live here. And also we'll have Diana Gladney. Now, Diana Gladney is going to talk to us about the best way to, brand our creation that we're doing, right? You got to brand it properly so people can swallow the pill the right way. If you don't do it right, then you will lose out. The traffic will not be there. The engagement will be missing. And ultimately, it will be a wasted effort. So stay tuned. Looking forward to that conversation as well. And we will have James Hicks. Now, James Hicks is going to talk to us about how to establish our credibility, right? Understanding certain things about the message, how we render the message when we're creating content so we can be credible to the people that are watching the things we're doing, right? Looking forward to that conversation as well. He's going to be here on the Content Creators University on July 13th. And finally, we have Keith Belzer. He is a multiple platinum, Grammy award winning and multiple platinum, songwriter and producer. And we're going to talk about what happens after the spotlight, right? As content creators, we're chasing after the spotlight. What happens after that? Once you reach there, what happens? How do you deal with it? How do you handle it? How do you maintain yourself there? Amazing things coming up. So I want you to take note, write the dates down. July 20th with Keith. It's going to be amazing, folks. Now, enough about the folks that are coming. I have somebody backstage right now. She's about to kill it. And her name is Heather Ramirez. Now, Heather just creates. That's how she goes by, her slogan. And I want to thank Tom Buck for letting her come on the show. I'm just kidding, folks. But if you didn't get the joke, go look up Heather. You'll understand why I'm talking about Tom Buck. But again, she's here. She's a YouTube coach. She's a content creator, full-time content creator. And we're talking about how you can avoid burnout, right? What are the things you need to do to avoid it? And also, how can you keep creating, stay inspired, and keep creating? Folks, those are important things that we need to understand. And so we'll be talking about this in just a few minutes. I'm going to bring it over. But before that, I have this app for you guys. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. That was Reveal TV Network. So if you're a family person, just like I am, your family, you have children, or you just love family movies and TV shows, that is a great platform that I use personally. That is Reveal TV Network. You can get a subscription today, free trial actually, and check it out. Just go to the website, revealtv.net. Faith-based content, family-friendly content, streaming movies and TV shows. Take it with you everywhere. Enjoy, stream. That is what it's all about. So go ahead and check it out. You will love it. I do. All right. So now let's bring Heather. Heather. How's it going, Heather?
Hi. Great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Welcome to the show, and thank you for taking the time to be our professor today, right? You're going to be our professor.
Yes, I'm very excited to be here.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So like I said, you're going to teach us about understanding, the intricacy of YouTube and going full time and getting inspired and producing content. A lot of things we're going to talk about in this show. Before we get there, right? For the folks that do not know, who is this lady? Can you take a minute and just introduce yourself to them, please?
Yeah, sure. So my journey started out in 2016, where basically I found a passion for something called digital literacy, which is basically like I wanted to help people figure out how to use digital media tools to achieve meaningful goals. And so I quit my marketing career to start a YouTube channel to educate and empower people to share their stories through digital media. And that evolved all the way to now I'm a YouTube coach, content creator, and passion economy advocate.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Thank you so much for that introduction. You said a lot of things in few seconds, right? A lot of things that I would like to dive. Yes, ma'am. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's why we're here today, right? We want to understand certain things, and your journey literally paints the picture, right? You've gone through the steps, you've gone through the hassle, you've gone through those dark days trying to ask yourself, is this worth it? Can I even get anywhere with this? So let's talk about that, right? You had a full-time job, and you decided to leave that job and pursue content creation full-time. First thing, why did you do that? Would you recommend that? Tell me about it.
Yeah. So here's what happened. It was kind of just like a perfect combination of different things that were happening in my life. First of all, I loved my job in terms of the functions that I did and just kind of like the responsibilities that I had in that position. But for many of the positions that I was in, I always felt like I was kind of holding myself back just because, I don't know, either the organization I was with wasn't like, they weren't very innovative. They just, like my last job was at a school. There's only so much innovation and they're on a schedule. And so, there's only so much that you can do every school year. So, that mixed with, I attended a digital marketing conference that was all about digital media tools. And it was just like kind of, 2016 was a very interesting year where I felt like there was definitely a shift in the content creation online space that I was like, I can't believe that I only know about this because I'm a marketer. Like it just felt, I was like, everyone should know about these tools because it can help people connect, collaborate, and communicate in ways that like we never could have before. So why is it just, how come I only know because I'm a marketer? It just seemed wrong. And that's why I started my YouTube channel, to kind of bridge that gap. And did that answer your question?
Yes, you have.
I forgot what you asked me.
You did, absolutely. Thanks for that. Now, before we even dive deep into your story, now you're a YouTube coach. Now, can you help the folks that do not even understand what does it mean, a YouTube coach? What exactly a YouTube coach do?
Right. So I think when people think of YouTube, they think that it's like there's just this perception of, oh, I'm going to make videos about this thing that I'm really passionate about, and I need this gear, and I probably need a strategy of like the videos that I'm going to make, and I probably need a set, and there's like a checklist. But the way that I see it and the way that it happened for me is that it's more of like a way to bring meaning into your life that could potentially be a part of your life for as long as you want it to be there, right? And that's what happened to me. So it started out with a curiosity. Like I was curious about like, okay, I want to share this information. I'm excited about it and I just want people to know about it. And now it's my full-time job. Now I help other people do this. And because it's like a long-term delayed gratification, ongoing journey, that's where I think the YouTube coaching part comes in, because you can go on YouTube, you can go to Google, you can get all the books and, you know, listen to all the podcasts and learn about the tactics and the strategies of how to get a YouTube channel off the ground. But just like with any ongoing endeavor, it helps to have support, right? It helps to have a mentor. It helps to have an objective person who's, you know, kind of coaching you through the process. And especially with a process that's so, it requires so much energy as a creative person to constantly innovate, iterate, come up with new ideas. Like you know, you never know when the ideas are gonna happen, and it can be overwhelming. And so that's why I'm really passionate about coaching people through the process. So it's like, I don't necessarily, you know, I'll be the first to admit that I don't have all the answers, you know, especially in a world that's constantly changing. YouTube world is constantly changing, but I can help you be the best YouTube creator that you can be right now. That's my passion.
Awesome. That is really noble and amazing of you, because honestly, I mean, there's a lot of folks that will just want to do YouTube not to help others, but for themselves, right? Nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying anything wrong with that.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying
exactly.
it takes a certain type of person to want to, you know, help others, to want to think about what others might be going through, what might be their hardship, and try to research. And that's a part of it. You have to research, test, and see things, and come and try to put it into a lesson that is digestible, right? That they can understand, and now share that. And from there, there's a lot of things that follow: questions and follow-up, support, comments, and you know, all those type of things. You really gotta be willing and have the heart to want to do this in order to do it. So thank you for doing what you're doing. And it's just amazing, because that's a similar thing we do here at the Content Creators University, where we're giving away, we're helping people learn how to improve themselves as a content creator in this digital era. So that's awesome. Before my next question, well, we have some folks in the comment section, right? Let's say hello to them real quick. I have my man, Mr. Camera Junkie. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for joining the live stream. I also have Filmtopia. I took my time with that because I didn't want to mess it up. Thanks for joining us live here. I appreciate you. And also my man, Steve Worthy. Hey. Hello to you as well. Thanks for being here. And look, guys, we got Charles Jackson Media, one of our sponsors. He is here with us right now. Hey, Charles, thanks for being in the comment section. And I also have Cree. Hey, Cree, thanks for joining us live here. And folks, if you're just joining the live stream, we're here with Heather. Heather's a YouTube coach, and we're talking about how to, you know, improve what we're doing by having high quality ideas and not burn out, and keep creating, always stay inspired. So that is a big deal. So that's what we're talking about. All right. I also have Major Tone Music in the comment section. Major Tone, how's it going? I appreciate you being here with us. Dope, amazing folks. And finally, least but not last, I have James Hicks. James Hicks will be with us, folks. You saw me announce him earlier, so thank you for being in the comment section. Now, Heather, okay, tell us the good, the bad, and the ugly, because there's no this fairy tale thing of, okay, I'm gonna start doing this YouTube endeavor, right? I'm gonna throw myself in it, and I'm just going to have this traffic and impact people. And is it how it works? Because, I mean, some people start and then they start crying. So you tell us, what's the good, the bad, and the ugly?
Yeah. So, man, where do I start with that one?
Take your time.
Here's what I'll say. I think that the people that I work with, right, and even for my own story, it all starts out with a purpose. It's mission driven, right? So there are definitely other YouTube gurus, coaches, experts, other YouTube people that can help you. Like if you want to be a YouTube influencer, a YouTube creator, millions of subscribers, they will teach you very practical tips of like how to create interest and eye-catching thumbnails and all keywords and SEO and all of that. And I definitely think that that has to be part of it. We're on the YouTube platform. We have to play the game. There's just certain rules that regardless of what your goals are, your whatever, you need to abide by the YouTube platform. The thing is, I think that when we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, the amazing part of YouTube is that if you start your YouTube channel or you utilize YouTube as a tool to help you find purpose in your life. So like for me, I was very interested in helping other people share stories. I think that's because my career was in nonprofit. Like you mentioned the word noble, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? It didn't even occur to me, but my entire working career, it was in marketing, but I did marketing for nonprofits. And doing marketing for nonprofits is different than doing it in for-profits because it's so people driven, right? It's like, what is the like, world that we're trying to achieve together through our mission? And I think that's what YouTube allows people to do, regular people. So even if it's you with like, Content Creators University, you're helping people create, impact, innovate. Like that's a mission. And it goes beyond, the YouTube videos just help you do that. And Tom Buck, who's my husband, he's, helping people learn video, level up their video and audio so that even if you're just one person in your studio, you can, have such a powerful reach, even with just like simple tools, And so like the good part about YouTube is that we can feel like there's a purpose that's bigger than ourselves through YouTube.
Right.
The bad part, I guess, or the part that people don't, I think people don't anticipate is that with any creative endeavor, I think any creative person is going to go through burnout, is going to go through, is this even working? Like, what am I even doing? The second guessing, the doubt. I think that's just part of any creator's journey. And I think it's just about recognizing that it's not you, you're not uniquely equipped to fail. It's just part of this journey. And if you care a lot, if you care about your mission, then you would be willing to work through that. You're going to be willing to acknowledge that, find the support that you need to get through that, and just keep going. Because the tricky part about YouTube is that you never know when you're in the growth mode, right? Like you might be looking at the numbers and everything kind of looks like, oh, I only have like 10 viewers or whatever, but you never know that if you zoom out, you were in the middle of this growth curve because you're just too close to see. So
that is awesome the way you put it. I'm a graphic designer, so as a branding guy, I've always visualizing things, and when you said it, I got a picture. I mean, zoom out, right? Like when you step back, when you're somebody looking from the outside in, you may realize, oh my God, I was in the busy area, but I didn't realize. And now that I got out, I may probably miss it. But you said something so important is that, yeah, it is true. This media IT industry is constantly evolving. That technology is constantly changing. That's why we need people like you. That's why we need a platform like Content Creators University, things that will allow folks to stay connected and to keep learning and to keep growing. It is a big deal. I always say that the day you stop learning, you stop growing. That's my saying. And I honestly believe this. But we're as well in a phase where, you hear some other creators that might say that, okay, it might be saturated. It might be way harder today to achieve it. And at the same time, you see folks that, they barely started and they're impacting, they're having all the loves, all the following, all the everything. And for somebody from the outside looking in, that might be wondering, okay, how is this possible? And I'm asking the YouTube coach so we can understand a little bit, right? In your opinion,
Yeah.
how is this? Are we missing something, or is just what it is?
Well, I think that the landscape has evolved where the parameters for success have totally changed, right? So I think before, what we traditionally think of, a successful YouTube creator is like the numbers, right? The vanity metrics. It's the millions, the hundreds of thousands, like these crazy numbers. I would never, I'm a YouTube coach. I have 3,000 subscribers on my YouTube coaching channel. I don't pretend that like I have this massive channel. The thing is, I am still able to make a living doing what I love, connect with people that, I admire, and I love being a part of their lives. And I feel like I have purpose in my life because of what I do, because of YouTube, even with relatively low numbers. And so what I think that we as a YouTube culture, I think that as the consumer, on the consumer side, it's already changed where people don't have to look at a YouTube channel and be like, oh, how many subscribers do they have? And that's like how they gauge, the quality of that channel. I think consumers have moved past that, but I think like as creators, we can do a better job of moving past that as well. Because if the consumers have already recognized that, then why are we holding on to these standards, And I think that since you can be so impactful with your channel, even though the numbers are, don't reflect, like, you don't need 1 million subscribers to see success. You can have a very small, tight-knit community and still build a business and still make an impact. Then that's what I think we can reframe our parameters around that. So if it feels like, oh man, I'm not, like how did that person who started after me, how come they're seeing all this success? And, I would argue, what do you actually want to achieve, right? Because if you want to be the biggest YouTuber, then the way that Mr. Beast would approach his channel is like totally different from the way that I would, and like you said, not saying that he's wrong or right, or that one way is better than the other. But I definitely think that, one, there's room for everybody. I think everybody has a story worth sharing. So especially if you feel like you have the itch to share it, like do it. Because there are always going to be people who don't want to share, surprisingly. Like it might feel like, oh, it's too late, or, everyone has a YouTube channel. I promise you, there are always going to be, the vast majority of people are going to be watchers. Like there are just some people who are never going to get over the hump of, I'm going to put myself out there. So you're already in the, minority, which is what that makes you stand out apart already. But definitely, it has never been easier to get started than it is now. As you said, there's people like me who are YouTube coaches. You have podcasts and live streams like, this, that are here to support you, that did not exist 5 years ago. So, if you do find yourself kind of like, oh man, nothing's working, reach out for support. Actually, here are the 3 things I would say: get feedback, get data, and get support. Right? So if you are kind of like, oh, I don't know what to do next, then it's probably because you don't have enough data. You don't have enough data to make a decision between option A or option B. So for me, there's a reason why I branded myself as Heather Just Create, because I'm not immune to burnout. I was burned out yesterday. So it's definitely like, I'm not saying it's never going to happen, but the answer that I tell myself, and it has usually been the answer whenever I feel overwhelmed or burned out, is to just create more. Usually when I create more content, when I show up for a live stream, when I do a collab like this, the answer comes to me. It just comes to me like, okay, this is the next step that I should take between these 2 options. Or if that doesn't work, go get feedback. Talk to someone that you trust. Talk to someone that, is a peer, a fellow creator, or whatever. Ask them like, hey, what do you think as a person in my community? or get support, right? Like I'm lucky because I'm married to a fellow content creator.
To a tech junkie, right?
Yeah, so he's like, obviously, we are lucky that we have each other, but also, and my community knows this. Like I lean to them a lot of the times when I need support. On Sunday, I did a 3-hour live stream of like, I need
Wow.
feedback. And my community showed up totally impromptu, not planned at all. And they helped me out. So,
Wow.
there's so many, there's so many amazing things that can happen with YouTube. And it can be overwhelming, but also like it's the best thing that I've ever done for sure.
Nice, nice. And I'm seeing some amazing, comments there. Kevin said, I think, let me put it back up. He said, I think the other thing to think about is that sometimes hearing the same thing from a different voice hits differently. That's true, right? That's very true. Heather and I, we can be talking about the same thing, but we have different rendering for it, and it will impact differently. So that is really dope. So now let's talk about what one of the topic of this video, which is staying inspired, right? This YouTube thing, we always got to create. That's what it's all about, the ability to create. How do you create? First thing, before we talk about staying inspired, how do you create? What's the process for Heather when Heather wants to create, since she just creates?
Yeah. So for me, my process is it all comes back to my mission, right? It's educate and empower people to utilize digital media to achieve meaningful goals. So everything stems from that. How I execute, whether that's, inviting a certain guest for a podcast or, making this video about eCam or something, or doing a live stream about whatever, all of that is kind of dictated based on the feedback that I'm getting from the community. So if they're asking me like, hey, can you do another tutorial about Canva? Then, I show up for them because I want to best serve them. So I have a list of ideas on my phone of just like, as I'm going about my day, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm reading books. I'm like, oh my God, I need to, like, this is applicable to people who are on a mission to share their stories on YouTube. So that's the running list. And then I kind of just prioritize that list based on the feedback from the community. So that's how I create.
Oh, wow, that's nice. So staying relevant is also knowing what your followers want to watch. And actually, that's better because you're going to keep providing relevant things that they're interested in, because they're the ones that are giving you feedback on that, and reprioritizing it, understanding, okay, this should be next due to the high demand, and this should be after that. Just going around taking notes. Hey guys, take note on this, right? Going around taking note on your phone or everywhere. You never know, and then you go from there. Now, how to sustain that though? That's the next question. How to sustain it? By staying inspired. Where do we pull the inspiration from, right? Let's say we don't have that following. We don't have anybody telling us anything, because it is the reality where when you start, you're not going to have a whole lot of people telling you anything. So you got to be inspired, to get somewhere. How would you do that?
So I think that the best way, and I can say this from 5 years of experience now, the times that I have found myself uninspired is because I lost sight of my purpose. For me, it's like I have a mission, right? And I'm never going to stop. There's not a day where it's like, okay, I'm done, right? Like it's always, there's always a story that I want to help share. And how can I best do that? And how do that's just the question that I always ask myself, is like, how can I show up and be a better YouTube coach? So for me, the way to stay inspired is just like, how can you be better executing either the curiosity, the obsession, the topic, the subject, the genre that your channel, that you're creating content about? Because if that's the case, like Filmtopia is here in the chat. Filmtopia
Right.
has a channel about it's for filmmakers and for film lovers, right? And right now he's doing live watch parties of Loki, the show that's out on Disney
Oh
Plus
yeah,
right now.
nice.
And like this is a person who's never gonna have shortage of content because he's so
Right.
passionate about filmmaking and he loves film. So it's never like I can never imagine him not having inspiration. Bouts of doubt, everyone. Feeling like overwhelmed, everyone. Maybe anxiety of whether you should spend $800 here or there, get a new camera, a strategy, a new series. Like those are things that you can work out with support and brainstorming and thought and all of those things. But I think that first and foremost, it's getting clear about like why you're even doing this in the first place. And that's like this is why I thank myself over and over again for starting a vlog because I think that's the part I forgot to add to the the first question you asked me. But like I started after I quit my job, I started a vlog to share my story and building a business, having no idea how to start a business. Like that's why I started vlogging was because I was like, I don't even know where I'm gonna be in 6 months, and I have a 6 month deadline to make stuff happen, right? Because I quit my job, there's no income coming in, and I have no idea how to generate income. This is going to be the craziest thing that I've ever done. Heck yeah, I want to see how it happens. I don't even care if it crashes and burns, but like that's a story that I would want to watch, right? So that's another way to look at it. Like make the content that you want to watch, that you're interested in, and then your people who have that similar interest are just going to gravitate regardless of like keywords or YouTube strategies. Like none of that matters unless the thing that like transcends that is your passion for the thing that you're creating content about.
I love that. I mean, you've hit so many
Oh man.
points on so many levels, man. I mean, I love what James Hicks just said. He said, when Heather speaks, when she talks, I listen. We need to listen now. That is so amazing because it is true. Passion and more deeper than that, purpose transcends everything. And it is true whenever you want to do this, we call it content creation. Literally, you have to create. In order to create, if it's first abstract and then it becomes real when you put it together. So you can only sustain that if it is something that resonates with you. So in other terms, if you just want to make tech videos because you believe that is how you're going to get a lot of subscribers, the reason why you're doing what you're doing should be the drive force here, the purpose, right? Why are you trying to do this? Why are you producing this content? Because when everything fails, when the algorithm fails,
Exactly.
what's gonna keep you going? Like you gave yourself 6 months. You quit a job, had no other sustainable income or anything like that. You gave yourself 6 months to either make it or break it. If you
Yeah.
don't have a drive and a passion, there's no way you're gonna do that. So that is really amazing. Now, the other aspect of this is okay. As I'm doing this, what's the frequency? Because you hear some gurus in the YouTube coach industry give you frequencies that you gotta follow if you again want to grow or you want to maintain a sustainable growth or a rapid growth or stuff like that. And let's face it, everybody wants to grow. I mean, I don't know anybody that wants to do this and see no growth, right? But how do we keep doing this and not just be burned out? Because
Yeah.
that is a reality for every content creator. What would be your
Yeah.
take on that?
So, first things first, I will say that my approach and philosophy as a YouTube coach is that it's different for everybody, right? So, I think that there are other people out there who would tell you, like, here's the formula. I just think that I've met so many exceptions to the rule that, and plus, YouTube is constantly changing, that I really don't think that one thing works for everyone. I will say at the minimum, though, you should be uploading at least one piece of content a week just to be an active channel on the YouTube platform. Now, how to sustain that? First of all, I think it's about building a system, right? I think it's about putting in a system that works for you. So here's an example. If someone is going to ask me like, what camera should I get? I would never say get a new camera at the forefront, because I think that you need to work with what you have and upgrade as you go, because your needs are different from theirs, different from hers, his, mine, all of that. So the same thing with a system, right? My system is totally different from Tom's, and we live in the same house. We're both full-time content creators. Totally, our
Right.
approach, I mean, it's totally different. So first of all, give yourself permission to build a system in the first place, right? Like before we started, we were talking about this offline. If you treat it like a business, you'll take it seriously, right? And I think there's this like weird thing that people have to get over sometimes of like, oh yeah, I'm an adult who's going to make a YouTube channel. Yes, and like own that. This could be the best thing that's ever happened to you. I mean, I found my husband through YouTube. So YouTube can change your life
Amazing.
for in ways that you could never have imagined. So allow yourself to be like, I'm going to do this for real. And if that means I'm going to invest time, it means I'm going to invest money. It means I'm going to dedicate a weekly, maybe every Sunday, that's the day that you're going to dedicate to YouTube, or you have, an hour every day or whatever it is for you. Like I said, different for everybody. For me, the cool thing that's actually been very, very helpful is a weekly live stream, because that, like, no matter how, like I said, I'm not immune to burnout, but whenever I get a chance to talk directly to the people that I'm serving, it just, like, all doubt flies out the window so fast, because this is why I'm doing this. I am doing this because I love coaching people. I love encouraging people. Tom likes to call me the professional butt kicker. Like, I love kicking people's butts and helping them achieve a potential that they know they have, but for some reason are just like hesitant, or they're scared, or just maybe they need that push. And when I'm doing that, I'm just in the zone. I'm not even thinking about anything else. It's like flow state. You enter the state of just like, oh, before you know it, 2 hours on the live stream has just flown by, because you're having so much fun, and you're just like in your, you're in your state of purpose, right? So if you can incorporate something in your routine that keeps you revitalized in your mission, I think that's awesome. And like I said, for me, it's my YouTube huddle up every Friday on my YouTube channel called Heather Ramirez. Well, the couples table too. Like, that's awesome because it's a live stream podcast that Tom and I do together, where we basically share the life and business as full-time content creators from our perspective. And it's like totally informal, super casual. We don't put a lot of strategy in it. It's just a place for us to hang out with other fellow content creators. So stuff like that. Like, if you can, depending on what your genre is, or, your format, your videos, you can block something in your weekly routine that will keep you excited, keep you motivated. And it's something that, like, you can always level up on, so that there's always there's never an end goal, right? Like, there's never a finish line. It's always like, oh man, we can keep going, and because it's so much fun, right? So yeah.
Absolutely. That is, while you were talking, I took note. And let me say hello to Doc Rock. Hey, thanks for joining us, Doc.
What's up,
hello
Doc?
to you. So you said one thing that is really important that I took note is two things: commitment and dedication. All right. First, you want to be committed to what you're doing, but you also want to be dedicated to your commitment, so that you can see through And yes, take the time. And that's where I love live streaming, like you said. There's something about whenever I'm teaching clients on why they should live stream and how and the importance of it and all that is it allows you to stay rooted and stay connected to your community, right? There's something about it. It's real. It's happening now, and things that happen live cannot happen again because literally what I just said is past. The time we can get it back. It's fantastic. So I like that. Now, before we let you go,
Yeah.
we want to know. We heard you use Ecamm. Is that true?
Yeah. I
Why?
use Ecamm for everything. Like everything.
Why?
Everything.
Do you love it that much, or it's just so easy that you rather just stick with it? What's the one thing you will say is what you love about Ecamm?
I love Ecamm because it allows me to do what I do in the easiest way possible. And like I said, I've been doing this 5 years. I've tried like everything. And this is just for me. Like honest, if I were to be completely honest with you, I don't even think I've ever said this to anybody. I'm not like the biggest fan of making videos. I'm not gonna lie. Like I show up for the community. I have a passion for helping people share their stories and build their own communities. But like when it comes to actually making the videos, like I compare myself to Tom, who, man, like if he literally if he can make videos all day, then this is why he quit his job so he can do that. You know, like he's never missed a week for like over a year of making videos. And for me, it's like, you know, I see videos as a tool. Ecamm allows me to just like do my thing. Like I just sit in my chair and it's not like, okay, I have to charge the battery. I got to get the memory card. Like, you know, I'm not a gearhead. I couldn't even tell you what camera I'm using. You know, like a lot of my stuff is hand-me-down stuff from Tom. So it's like,
Right.
I just need the gear and the equipment to get out of the way, right? Like I just need it to not be an obstacle. It's more of like, could you help me do what I want to do, which is this bigger thing. And Ecamm is like, my entire process revolutionized because of Ecamm. Like it's literally like turn on the camera and turn on Ecamm. And whether I'm doing live streams, pre-recorded, Zoom meetings, client meetings, you know, collabs like this, it's all the same process. I never have to move anything. And I love it. Some people would hate that. Some people like the tinkering and the setting up
Right.
and like the whatevers. Nah, you'll never see me with Roadcaster. Like I couldn't be bothered with like upgrading stuff.
It's just about complementing what you had going on already. How can this make my life easier? How can this complement it and not be a stumbling block in the way? For the folks that are listening or watching, you do not know what Ecamm is. Where Ecamm is a live streaming, actually a video software that you use to go live or to do pre-recorded content. And you can get a 15 free day trial, 15-day free trial in the comment section below. You can try it, but this is only for Mac users as of the recording of the video or the podcast, because hey folks, this is also a podcast. But yeah, I'm using Ecamm as well right now to broadcast it, and you are correct. Ecamm makes things a whole lot easier. It can be intricate now. You can do some very intricate things with it, but it's the ease of use that makes one of the reasons why a lot of people love it. And the second thing for me, I would say, is the community behind it. The community surrounding Ecamm is just phenomenal. I love it. The people are amazing. And Ecamm supports his people, right? My thing, we were talking about just earlier about support, right? For content creators, checking in, getting that support that'll help you going. And Ecamm provides the support that's needed, unlike other companies where, I mean, it's so impersonal, you know, the experience of support. Ecamm does have a real community, and you just connect, and they release updates like, oh my God, like they keep releasing updates to the product. So that's pretty dope.
I mean, I think for many of us, you know, you, me, a lot of people in the chat, Ecamm took everything. I really think it took the space to the next level, you know, and it's I'm so glad to not only have found Ecamm, but to be an active member of the community. Because it really, like, when I say that I'm not into gear, I'm not, that doesn't mean that I don't care about quality. You know, like, don't get me wrong. I definitely care about everything looking good, because the last thing I want is poor quality to distract from the message, you know, and Ecamm allows me to, someone like me who isn't like super into tech can make something look really, really good. Like like today I had someone who has like 45,000 subscribers on his channel, and like so many people were like, God, Heather, your stream looks so good. And I was just like, oh, it makes me so proud that I can have people like creators that I admire on my show
Right.
and make it look good. Like, that's, I want people to be like, you can do this too. So,
No, absolutely. I mean, for the viewers, those that can watch this live, we can see you. All right, your studio looks amazing. Your set is dope. And look at what Tom is saying in the comment section. Tom is saying that I honestly don't think she would want it. Heather likes things as simple
Oh, the
and many
roadcaster.
as all possible. I feel like I should learn from that. Yeah, Tom. Come on, Tom, you're overdoing this. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, but we've gotten to the end of our show. Like we always do, you know, for the folks that want to continue the conversation or just connect with you, follow you, what are those best places you will invite them to connect with you at, please?
Yeah, so if you are a YouTube creator or an aspiring YouTube creator, you can check out my YouTube coaching channel. It's just called Heather Ramirez. And then if you want more of the behind the scenes, more vlog style of the life and business as a full-time content creator, you can check out my vlog channel, which is called Heather Just Create. This one.
Awesome. And also just to add, Heather is also on other platforms like Instagram, right? We got Instagram, so follow her. Heather Just Creates. She posts some dope pictures there, so you want to go check it out. She's also on Facebook, but not as much, I will say. She posts more on Instagram if you want to see that, and more on YouTube. And Heather, talk to us about this. The 5 ways to
Yeah.
jumpstart your YouTube channel.
Yeah, so this is my free webinar. I created this because a lot of the people that I was getting messages from were almost asking the same thing. And I was like, you know what? I really need to package this into a 45-minute webinar that you can just watch on the weekend. And if, you know, you watch it on Saturday morning, and by the end of the weekend, you'll have your channel up and running, your first video made. That's what this webinar is about. So 5 ways to jumpstart your YouTube channel, and it's totally free and it's on demand. So as soon as you sign up, you'll get the link to be able to watch it right away.
Wow, that's dope. 100% free, folks. Go ahead to the website. Actually, the URL is learn.heatherjustcreate.com. I repeat, learn.heatherjustcreate, now with an S, create.com. All right, I want to make sure we said that correctly. All right, Heather, thank you so much for being with us. I want you to stay backstage as I go ahead and close with the folks here. I'll be right with you. All right, folks, this is Content Creators University. Hopefully you like this video. If you appreciated the content and the conversation, go ahead and like the video, share with a friend or family member that, you know, is in the content creator space. And when we're talking about content, we're talking about writing a book, podcasts, doing podcasts, coaching series, you know, having a blog, you name it. This is what this channel is about. This is what this series, Content Creators University, is about. And we connect every single day. And like I said earlier, tomorrow we have another amazing guest coming in that's going to talk to us about how to market the things we do the best way. You don't want to miss that. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel, activate the bell icon. And this was me, JP. I'll see you guys next time for another video. And then you be safe, like I always say. Shalom. See you later. Bye-bye, folks.